Yeah, so why Liz over Rishi?
So, look, I like both of them immensely. I have a lot of respect for them. They're good Conservatives. They love their country. And I wish them well in this campaign and beyond. But I do think we're at a real inflection point for our country right now. And if we've got all of this COVID backlog to deal with in the NHS, a huge amount we have to do on education to enable children and young people to thrive, plus all of the ambition that the British people had in 2016 and 2019 when they gave us that huge majority to really maximise the opportunities from Brexit and take this country forward. That's a huge list of things in someone's in tray. And Liz is right. Business as usual is not going to do that. And I think that she has a plan of how to deliver on that, how to get us out of the situation we're in, but also deliver on those Brexit opportunities. But also I think she offers a bit of hope as well, because no government, no matter how good it is, can do anything on its own. We've got to inspire people, we've got to win back trust, and we've got to ensure that we're listening and we're being motivated by their priorities.
And my God, we need that, because the challenges in the country are immense at the moment. We know that. I've been speaking earlier in the show tonight about lawless Britain and this policy exchange report that suggests there needs to be a massive shake-up of the police. Do you think the police have become too woke? I mean, do you approve of them taking the knee and dancing the Macarena?
Look, I want to take a slightly controversial view on this, because I spend a lot of time with my police, what they do during the day, but also riding shotgun with them on patrol at night. And I can tell you, the police in my area, the thing that takes up their time and pulls them away from responding to that burglary and all of those things, it's going to deal with someone that's just called a suicide in, because there's not a mental health crisis team. It's about finding a 6-year-old kid roaming the streets at night because, you know, the social care plan isn't in place for that individual. If we want to really help the police do their job better, those are the things we need to concentrate on that are eating up their time. I don't agree with every policing plan that's ever been written. In fact, in the last few days, I've criticised my own, policing plan, not in my own area, but in a neighbouring constabulary, because they did something that I thought was wrong. They prevented a local newspaper going to press and being delivered because it wasn't viewed as an essential service.
Because of these eco-terrorists.
Because of the eco-terrorists. So, I've made a complaint about that, and I want that reviewed, and I know Priti Patel feels the same way about that. So I don't agree with every single thing that's in every single policing plan. But you know, we just got to recognise these people do an incredibly difficult job in very difficult circumstances. And I think if we're going to support them properly, we need to look at those other services that they are picking up the loose ends from.
They seem to pick a lot of the wrong battles at the moment, because your constituency is actually covered by the Hampshire Police.
Yeah.
And recently they've been in the headlines because they arrested a guy, a veteran, because he had posted on social media a tweet that Lawrence Fox had posted. And this was it going on, actually. Liz Truss, tonight, you're obviously at the hustings. She was very clear. She said the police should be focusing on solving violent crime, not policing people's tweets. Do you agree, and do you think this was police overreach?
Look, I think that Liz Truss is right on this. And what you have is you end up with lots of members of the public using up police time by, if they've got a row with a neighbour, you know, the row goes on social media, and that eats up police time. But again, all of these sorts of issues are issues that should be being dealt with by other local services. It's about that community cohesion, or it's someone with a mental health issue that should be being dealt with and supported by those services. So, yeah, Liz is absolutely right on that front. But I would just say, if we're going to criticise the police, let's get this in perspective. They're not doing this all the time, or you know, dancing the Macarena, you know, every weekend.
There are brilliant police.
They are doing an amazing job,
and police in this country.
We should say that. We should say that occasionally.